Welcome back to Danger Room. The AMAs continue. I have the absolute pleasure. When I saw the list of names and I knew who was at Danger Room and knew we were going to do interviews, I knew there was only one person that I was going to want to sit down with.
What's going on, Proxy? How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. First of all, the lead off, as we do with everyone here.
Okay.
What's your name, gamer tag? Where are you playing out of, man?
Frankie Jr. Gomez from Chicago, always have been, and just been playing Marvel ever since I was little.
Hell yeah. Frankie G. Frankie G, a name that everybody definitely knows, a name that definitely everybody loves. And if you've been watching any amount of modern Marvel or just going back, definitely someone you're familiar with. King of Chicago, I see you in the chat. We'll get to that in a little bit.
We will.
I want to start for now. I want to talk about Danger Room, honestly and truly, first off. So just as far as getting into Danger Room, what was like the experience for you, like trying to get yourself campaigned to this point?
I have a phrase lately I've been saying, like, sometimes things just work out. I don't even know where I heard it, how I picked it up. I think I said it one day at the gym. So I know the voting process was around like July 4th. Obviously, you're with your family or whatever. The voting process happened, and then on July 4th, I got a hint of like, hey, it's going to be the merchandise thing. A good friend of mine, great Marvel player, the best that ever walked the earth, Joey D. I was with him campaigning when he did since 2017, so I had an idea. I'm like, oh, that's all it's going to be. He gave me the quick rundown. Or whatever. So I was with my family, like, well, what do you need help? What do you want to buy? So I showed them the merch, with the curly Magneto and all that. My family is very, they grew up, it's two aunts, and my uncle, my dad. Okay. They grew up loving comic books. They knew about Wolverine, about Punisher, and about all that.
Okay.
Fun fact, my dad's favorite hero is actually Punisher, and his name is Frank.
There you go, okay.
I think not. Moving along, so they were like, hey, we got you. What do we want? So I can't remember all the exact count, but it was like 3 or 4 hoodies, a couple shirts. My aunt, she bought a shirt for herself. She goes to the gym too, and we bought some a hat for my grandfather and a beanie for my niece.
That's amazing.
So it was just, we went ham, and the people were hitting me up. Some of my homies too. Shout out to DCH. He bought a hoodie too. He was there the day after.
Hell
so
yeah.
It's just, I appreciate all the support. It just it just kind of worked out. The voting process too. I literally believe, and No Life is the best example of this. The campaign he did was amazing.
Yes,
like,
of course.
I told him too, like, man, this guy's killing it. And he's another example of, like, if you really want something to happen, you have to make yourself happen.
Yes.
No Life example. So when the voting process happened, I was like, bro, I'm kind of behind. The person actually, every single person's door to get a sale or like sell a cookie or whatever, that was me going in single DM. Yo, can you please just like this? Can you please retweet this? And as it went by, that count went up. So you got to have the hunger for it, yo.
Definitely. I agree. I think you guys did a good job with that. So as far as Danger Room being here, like your experience and your gameplay at Danger Room so far, how have you felt about like not only just the experience here at Guildhouse and the things that we've been doing, but like your own play? How do you think you've been so far?
So how I've been playing, I think this weekend is the perfect example of how many times in my career I've been told you can hang with the best, but you drop the ball. Score 5-3, Ray, 5-2 Jabril. For those of you who are wondering, I know a lot about the brothers. He tried to activate swords in my face unblocked. That's actually punishable with any character if you just block and activate X Factor and throw. And me being the godly Virgil I am, I capitalize off that. So, 5-2 Jabril, we can go down the list as long as you want. I clutched out a win against Ned, adding on the damage, which to be honest I feel like I could beat, but it's just those small little interactions. It is a momentum thing where, yes, I do get nervous. I still mess up. But at the same time, it's just, I know I can beat these guys.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that a little later, but I think that's a great segue to get into it right there. That is kind of a thing that people talk about a bunch. I think it comes up a lot. I think Twitch chat obviously likes to troll about it here and there. But,
of course.
I mean, does hearing people talk about that kind of stuff like get to you at all? Like, does that, like, I know it's all about the mental game of not letting things like that affect you, but do you think that there's how do you handle stuff like that?
How do you handle stuff like that? It's a very, it is discerning. It does make me sit there go, maybe I should stop, but every single shot you don't take, you're not going to make it. A big thing for me is, I know they are clean. Thank you, Psychelic. I had to pop out for danger. But by all means, if I'm going to tell you guys this, if you have to be able to trust yourself no matter what, through thick and thin, through tough times, tough times, are going to pass, but they make you into stronger people. By all means, like there's been many times where like I thought I was going to lose in this game, but I somehow clutch it out. And it can be with if you already believe you lost, you lost. But if you think you can have a 10% character, next to not keep it going, you are still in the game.
I agree.
So the amount of time people told me, "Oh, you suck" or whatever, blah blah blah. growing up, I heard that a lot, and not even just in fighting games or whatever. Like I used to do like wrestling, track, and football, but I actually won my first wrestling match in high school and whatever. You know, it's just you can be good, but you can't that activity. You can't let it get to you.
No.
It should only make you stronger.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, that's a wise man once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that's an important thing to stick with you. I like that. I like that.
You did it once, you can do it again. And a little fun fact: my favorite anime and manga is Berserk.
Oh,
Guts
okay. There you
is
go.
tough. You want a character that will put some how does it hair to your chest? Go read Berserk or go see the stuff he goes through.
No, very true, very true. But I want to talk. Let's go Evo now. Evo, we have to talk about Evo. As far as like actual attendees, this is the biggest Marvel tournament ever. When you heard the news that it was that big, like where does that take you as someone who's been so invested for so long?
It's put me on cloud 9, man. You know, I'm not trying to steal, you know, his love for the game or his fervor. You know, Tong shedding some tears, you know, is how I felt exactly when they got knocked. But even more, I just gasped. I'm like, we really, really beat it. We really, really, you know, beat the cat by all means. I thought it was more, but when I saw like the announcement, hey, we are this close, I actually knew we were gonna do it. I actually think we would have beat Tekken in the count. No offense or anything, I think we would have even got higher.
If we had more time, I think so too. I agree. But as far as Evo goes, if you were to somehow clutch it up, if something happened and you actually played as good as you knew that you could and you clutched up and you got to be the one to hold the trophy, is there like a particular, what would be the first thing you do? Is there like a particular person you would want to like call? Or is there like, can you even imagine the moment?
So the person I would call, I would call my family immediately. Without them, I started playing when I was like 14, 15. Without them, none of this journey would have been possible. I got drove to Nickel City. I live in the burb. Nickel City is like northern burb, Skokie, but like they took me to my first Evo North in like 2007. They've supported me. They're always helping me. Hell, to this day, my family, if you need to ride at the airport, we can pick you up. Like the amount of love they give me, probably my family first, and then my friend, obviously my training, I would tell Joey, you know, everyone. You know,
of course.
Anyone I train with, play Marvel with, you know, thank you so much. But yeah, the idea of holding out the Evo trophy is something I've like dreamed about. At this point in my Marvel career, I think even getting top 6 would be great, by all means. And I'll tell you all this, some serious things. Real man, if you're not afraid to cry, like it's something deep. I remember Eduardo posted the other day how we had a really close match. I actually got 33rd of Vanilla, but the match with me and Ed was like super close. The way it ended was Vanilla Doom versus Vanilla Tron, and we air teched. But I did jab, and he did Tron's that far C.
Medium,
yeah.
The scoop. Yeah.
He actually beat me, but when we flipped, all you heard was KO, and we both like leaned, and then he won, and he got up, and he's like, that should have been on stream.
Oh my god!
But I proceeded to lost the killer Kai. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest, I did cry. I was this fucking close.
Dude, I mean, like, I feel like that's one of those things where if you are not willing to have that kind of emotion towards it, then maybe I don't know. I feel like it's a healthy thing to be able to be as open and honest about that kind of stuff as you can. So I like that. I think that's a good answer. So talking about, honestly, just moving on to kind of like your legacy with this game. We have asked everyone today, and it's been very similar answers, I think. Do you think there's a world where there's no more Marvel 3 for you? Do you think you ever stop?
Will I ever stop playing Marvel 3?
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a break, yes. But I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, potentially in this life. Me and Joey have talked, and Joey has said, I'm not going to play until my hands fall off. And I think that might be the same thing for me. I love this game. I've met so many amazing people, you yourself, and TNS, Guild House, all y'all, Angelic, Danger Room, the whole community. You guys are great. I've also been to many great places because of it, you know? I would not be here in San Juan. It wasn't for the support y'all gave me or just the community in general. Like to this day, I find myself thinking, what if this game never came out? And it's not that I don't want to think about it. It doesn't exist in my head.
No,
that reality is the hell. No.
I understand. I think a lot of us think about it that way because it's like it's hard to, when your whole life has had this pillar of this thing that is like, no matter what, even if it's not the main focus, it's always there. It's hard to imagine life without it, man. That's
exactly.
I think a lot of people think the same way. I think that if everyone that is here in this room has that same kind of thought, because why else are you going to San Jose to play Marvel for the weekend if you don't have that, right?
See my homies.
I mean, okay, no, true.
See your friends and fam.
That's a good answer too. But I mean, you already kind of touched on it yourself. But like, do you think that how different do you think the trajectory of your life goes without Marvel? Like, if without it, or like, let's say you had played it and you'd been like, not for me. Like, what? Do you have any idea what life would look like at that point, or is it such like a foreign concept?
It's actually not a foreign concept. I know, multiverse has been a thing with Marvel games and other things. Actually, I almost did the military before Marvel 3 dropped, and I failed the ASVAB. I passed the physical of flying colors. I was an athlete in high school, but I failed it, and I was like, nah, screw this. And then Marvel 3 was around the corner. I'm like, you know what? I'll give this game a shot. I got the game, and I won like my first regional. I won the first Nat Town Clutch. I have that home. It says Nat Town Clutch champion, vanilla MVC3. And the art is real. Then the X-Men cartoon, if you remember, the episode of Jubilee and Gambit.
Yeah,
it's real art. It even says Stan Lee on the back.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that was my first win. I do remember getting like 400-ish, $500, but holding that, like, a feeling like that, man, anything you want to do in life, it can be a diploma, it can be a goal, a physical, whatever. You really feel like you've achieved something great as a human being when you hold those things.
Yeah.
Like, it can be a personal trophy or whatever, but when you hold it inside knowing I did it.
No, I definitely agree with that. I mean, whether it's like a trophy that you won or it's like a painting that you're very proud of, right?
Of course.
It's things like that that are important. So I want to address something that we have talked about a lot this weekend at the commentary desk or couch, whatever. It's been a couch, but you know.
Commentary spot.
The commentary spot. I just want to touch on, a lot of us have been saying, and I want your opinion on it. Are we currently seeing the best version of Frankie G that we've ever seen right now?
You're seeing shades of it. I'd say there are two things that I had to call myself out on.
Okay.
And the first thing is not having that training regimen. I do practice for 1 hour or so a day, but it kind of sucks when the offline play at my area isn't really too hot. I'm not going to say too much, but long story short, it's kind of hard to get casuals where I am offline. That's very key. Going from Parsec to this. It's not that it's not helpful. It's just it makes it a little what's the word I'm looking for? It changes the technicality of it because you have to deal with the MS and everything. And the second thing is, I think for me. So I'm going to go on a whim, and I'll say it. I do have another team I was considering playing for the weekend.
Spoilers? Or are you going to hold on to that?
You guys may see Dante at EVO. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, okay.
I have not touched the character in a long time. I actually have been with him in the lab a lot, but it's only for certain matchups, and that's if I feel like it's ready for EVO. I will get to EVO a day or two earlier, and I'm going to just rock the team out a couple days before. If I feel good, like I need it, cool. If not, all I'm going to say is the hint is that if I was to play Magneto, I need missiles to stop those teams.
Okay. I like that idea.
I've already said enough for that, but yeah.
I like the idea of some flexibility there. That's good. So with us talking about you being like the best version of yourself and how you're playing and things like that, I want to talk about a very unique situation that came up in the Parsec era of Marvel. And when I say era, I picked that word intentionally. The Frankie G era. That just sometimes we have little memes that come and go for one stream on TNS or just anywhere in Marvel. But this was something that like stuck for a really long time. What was going on with the Frankie G era? Talk to me about the phenomenon that we lived through.
The G era. I'm gonna tell you guys something. So at that time, that was COVID land. We were on lockdown, whatever. I was retaking my nurse assisting class, and I was able to, hunker down. I had enough fun so I could just relax, focus on school, do my fitness. There was actually a private gym I could go to, thank God.
Oh.
There was only a couple people at a time, but I was able to work out.
Clutch.
And have my social life, which honestly, most of it, once I found out about Parsec, I was like, lockdown, going to school, and playing my favorite game, being fit. Yeah, this is the perfect blend. Obviously, I would despite, what was it called, social distancing, I would still keep a social life, here and there. I would have people come over. But at the same time, I was able to hunker down and be okay, this MS, that MS. The first Parsec tournament, I think I went 1-2 or 0-2. I remember I was like, what the heck is this? It sucked. I don't want to do this. But then I remember the next morning I woke up and I'm like, I need to play.
Yeah.
And it like reawoken the fire. And that was, mind you, that was just coming off 7th at Reflex.
True. That's true.
Coming off Reflex. So the fire was still there, whatever, but it was like, okay, what now? So as the G year progressed, the second or third one, I can't remember, but I played tutorials at the end, and then I won that one. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I get a little bread off this, whatever, lunch is paid tomorrow. I want to keep playing. So I found myself in the lab more, found myself experimenting more. Obviously, like I said earlier, the biggest technicality was the MS or whatever, but I was having fun with it. And I think I don't think I was winning every week, but I was like on the verge or at least top 3. There was 2 or 3 weeks where I was constantly getting top 3.
Nah, that's
And
fair.
I remember G-Air seeing whatever, it made me really hype. It made me want to keep playing. I will tell you guys time and time again something about me. I will always, to me, the most important thing in my life is friends and family.
Yeah.
So when you guys cheer for me, it only makes me stronger. That's the spirit bomb stuff, literally.
No, I respect that. I think that is a good way to hold on to it for sure. And you have mentioned it quite a few times already, and I'm glad because it's something I want to touch on. So, as far as Marvel goes, you obviously have your friends and family, you have your Marvel, and then the other thing that you have that is very clear is that physical fitness is a really big, important piece of your life. Like, talk to me about that as far as like using, like, how much do you think that helps you when it comes to like actual gameplay, or is that just something that's like game or not? Is that just like your way to be grounded?
It's a way to be grounded, but my thing about me is, so if any of you have seen me back in the day when I was little, like even like the beginning of Marvel 3, I was like very skinny. But along the way, I started getting like a personal trainer, like at 15, 16. I started getting stronger, and maybe it's cheesy on like Virgil. I just I want to be stronger, but protect my family, my love if it comes down to it. I believe you should stay fit not only for your health, but also what if I do need to protect myself, or help out around? Maybe there's a heavy monitor y'all can't carry. Okay, I'll come over here. Who knows? My max bench is actually right now 165. I did the other day of my trainer.
Yeah, Monix come through.
Say Monix.
Oh man, but I guess with that, do you think that like helps you like as a player at all? Is that anything that has that ever been a consideration to you in like it affecting like your Marvel or the way that you like will function at tournaments, stuff like that, or is it like I said, or is that just something more for you that it could help?
More for me, some it could help.
Okay.
To each his own. Everyone has their own rituals or their own ways to get ready. One thing for me was definitely just some music before I sit down, because I listen to the sound when I play the game. But for me, it's a me thing now. It's my health, get release some stress, and just break a sweat before it's time to clear your head before get into the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, with all of that said, I want to talk to the chat a little bit. So we do have a little bit of time left here. Chat, if anybody in here has any questions that you would like to give to Frankie G, definitely queue them up. We'll take a look at those in just a moment.
I'll let you pick a Proxy.
So if you see anyone that particularly sticks out to you, I want to say to go before we go into those questions. Do you have a favorite player to watch? Not let you like steal tech from. Is it this entertainment value? Do you have like a particular player that's like your favorite person to get to watch?
Well, right now actually it's Zula from Japan.
Okay.
When I'm a morning shift person, so like 6 to 2, 7 to 3. When I'm getting up, just getting everything ready for the day before I had to like the first hour of my day I can just walk on my phone or whatever. He will start streaming. It'll pop on my YouTube. Zula is streaming.
Okay.
So I like watching Zula. He actually goes to the lab a lot. Obviously I'm looking for the Virgil stuff.
Okay.
But the stuff he does with that team is great. Morgan doing Virgil has so much innovation. The team is crazy. But my all-time favorite back in the day was Richard Nguyen.
Ooh, okay.
Me and Richard had SWAT set before, but Richard Nguyen was always doing crazy combo. He was always doing some new mix or some stuff. Fun fact, the MVCI, how there was a Dante Beehive glitch where it would pause? He showed me that right before he played in the top game and did on champ.
Oh.
And I was like, who are you? He's like, shh.
Had to hit him with it.
Of course,
my God.
yeah.
Okay, I saw a question in the chat that I'm very excited to ask. We have a lot of regional pride for places.
Of course,
Why and where did the King of Chicago come from? Because I've seen that title be told to a ton of different people. What is this? What is the King of Chicago? Explain this to me.
Yeah, so Tom being one of them.
Like,
there's a couple of them. If any of you played Guilty a long time ago and Slash, there was Juicy G. If any of you guys know Flo, maybe he had a time. So the King of Chicago was basically, in layman's terms, the best player in Chicago. So 2010, 2011, I believe it's 2010, because that's when I was in high school. Blaze Blue CS was out.
okay.
And me and Flo had just came back. Even we were beefing hard. Like we were in the Shoryuken chats, like arguing, like and we settled with a money match. And
okay.
I, like, by the dumbest of hair, somehow beat him in his money match. Like, the whole garage was, like, filled with people. There is a video of it. You can see that is Flo and me playing in the reflection.
In the garage.
And I beat him, and everyone said, I took the throne her, and you're the best now, whatever. Ironically enough, Flo had then went to LA to, he wanted he told me himself he wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like the throne is open,
Okay.
And then came Marvel 3. Yeah, you're not going to be nothing at this. I take my claim to fame, and I start winning. I won that tongue clutch. I won some downtown Chicago Marvel 3 in a dojo tournament. Won again. Then went to a Wisconsin tournament, won that, and then I went to final round. Oh, I also won some GameStop tournament, won a free Xbox, Elite.
We take those.
By all means, yes. I needed one. Because you want to know what I did? I went to my dad's house. You know that meme of Homer was looking at Mo and he just stares at it like, yo?
Yeah.
That was me going to my dad's 360. I'm like, hey, I need a bar. He's like, for what? I'm like, let me get that. I took it to some guy. He hacked it for $20, and I had MVC3 vanilla a week before it dropped.
Oh.
So that's how I got my head start. I'm just being that honest.
Clutch. I respect that.
You got to do what you got to do. And you know what? That won me like 2 racks, an Xbox, and a monitor.
I saw another one that I liked in there. Do you have someone you consider your biggest rival from the Midwest?
From the Midwest, my biggest rival.
From the Midwest.
A long time ago, I'll keep it simple. It was oh my God, it's Andre. But then now I would say, what kind of sucks because he stopped playing. I'll be honest. He's my rival. He's also my best friend. Probably Joey D. It was one of those like I'll tell you this. When we were getting ready for Evo 17. You know it's serious when, like, the training session, we're legit saying, dude, you suck while you're doing that. It got to the point where, like, me and Joey at one point, like, we just said, it's fine, we're just trying to, like, make each other better. But it got to the point where we legit were, like, calling each other, like, dude, you suck. Or we just want to make each other better. But that's how you know it's real when it's, like,
No, I agree.
when it's like, I want you to do better, stop doing that dumb stuff, et cetera, et cetera. In the end, we are 2 sides of the same coin. We both play Dude Virgil, but I have Beam, he has missiles.
Yeah.
I have Magneto, he has Virgil. Arguably, I had the best overall Virgil. He has the best ink. We can go on and on for days about the, I guess you could say, the reflections of it.
I like that. I like being able to do the comparisons between the two. So I got 2 more things before we load it off. First off, do you have anything just to say to the people, honestly and truly? We have all these people that have been watching, all these people that have been invested in Marvel, all these people that we say it all the time. The wheels don't turn without the people that like spectate and are involved in that. So, do you have any words for the for the people, your fans, everybody out there for Marvel?
So I'll keep. There's like 2 things I want to say. The first thing I want to say, because I'm with you guys right now, I can't remember what year. I think my first year or second event ever helping out an event. 2011 when I started, was when I started running brackets at UGT. I have more respect for the staff, the production, the TOs, and I have more respect for anyone willing to go out of the way to help make the events happen. Without you, we're literally just a bunch of people just pressing buttons just had to open up the room.
Agreed.
Who's going to run the bracket? Who's going to put on these nice cameras? Who's going to interview me, et cetera, et cetera. I have much love for all you guys and what you do. You guys are amazing. My second thing is, fun story, one of my games I used to play was actually in Warcraft 3. I played Dota when it was just a custom map. But as I was learning, someone said it's okay. Everyone starts as a noob. And FGC terms, everyone wants a scrub. So if you're hopping in now in Street Fighter 6, Marvel 3, or whatever fighting game, and you're taking L's, keep going. It will pay off. You will figure it out. You will at some point, get a grasp on it. How good you want to be is up to you, but by all means, do not beat as hard when you take those L's, because one day they will turn to W's. I promise you that, and I'm walking proof of that.
I think that's well said. Hey, the first step in being good is being bad. It's unavoidable.
What do you mean? But it's not going to happen unless you make it happen.
I definitely agree.
See what's up.
The final question before we send it off, Frankie. First of all, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise,
Absolutely,
Foxy,
it's been
always.
really nice. Do you have a favorite flavor of Red Bull?
Favorite Red Bull. Red Bull, I'm begging you, please bring back the cranberry Red Bull.
Yo, the cranberry. My favorite is discontinued too. No, my favorite is because my favorite is pear.
Pear?
The pear one is
Rip-
goated. Bro. The
Ripperoni.
pear one is goated.
Ripperoni.
Oh,
F
dude,
big up. That's in
listen.
the chat. That's
We
in the
need
chat.
to run that back. Put Frankie G on the can for cranberry.
Yes,
Put
please.
my green sweatshirt on
That's
the pear
in the chat
can.
because, man,
there you go.
Yes, blueberry is goated. It
Blueberry
is
is
good.
good, too.
That fig apple just came out too. Was actually pretty good too.
It's actually I like it. It's good.
That one's good.
Okay, well, that's going to be all for us. Again, Frankie, it's an absolute pleasure to get to sit down.
Enjoyed it.
Seriously. Guys, we got one more to come before the action comes. Final bracket starts at 6 p.m. Western, but for now, we're going to toss it off to a very short intermission, and we'll be back with the next AMA.